doubt is not what you think it is. Doubt is actually a belief in an outcome that you don't prefer. So doubt means that you actually believe. Doubt means that you actually trust that something bad is going to happen. And by default, we don't go towards things that are bad. So if you have doubt that you can lose weight, deep in there, you have self-doubt that you can lose weight and that it's not going to work, and you have that self-doubt, you're obviously not going to do it. It's just as simple as that. That's the reason why you're stuck. It's called self-doubt. This seems so simple, but you'll struggle with it, you'll spin, you'll try to make all these rationalizations, but the truth is, you don't believe deep down that you can do it, that if you try, that you'll do it. And that keeps you in this framework, and it will keep rationalizing why it won't work, because it has to rationalize itself in order to keep you to be true to itself. It's your ego. It has to keep rationalizing itself so it doesn't kill itself and die, because it's not true. Here's how I lost 30 pounds at 40 years old. It's scientifically proven. If you do the macros, you will lose the weight. So I hired a coach. I did exactly what he told me to. And here's the mental process. I sat there on the couch and I thought, when I did that bodybuilding competition 15 years ago, what was the difference? The difference was I visualized actually the difference between where I'm at and where I wanted to be. And you can do this with any business, relationship, whatever. And you say, I'm right here. Now, what would be the difference in order for me to be right over here? Getting ready for a show, getting a six-pack at 40. Okay, well, here's the difference. You go through the mental process of saying, and for business, it might seem more sophisticated, but for something like diet, it's not. If you go into a calorie deficit, following macros with high protein, and you work out 3 to 5 times a week, let's just simplify it. Let's just do calories. If you eat maintenance or below maintenance, you will lose weight, okay? So you measure it, you type it, you eat it, you lose the weight. There should be no self-doubt. Now you could get into self-doubt whether you can keep it up, but if you have that it's a lie. You can keep it up if you believe you can keep it up. If you don't believe you can keep it up, you will reinforce that belief. If you believe that if you follow the macros or the calories, that you will lose the weight, and you actually feel it in your body, and you know it's true, but if you still have that self-doubt, don't even bother with it, honestly. You have to get to a point where you know that it will work because it's science, it's proven, and then you take the steps forward to do it. And that's when I hired a coach, because I knew if I just hire someone and I follow the plan, I will lose the weight. And that's how I got into the best shape of my life at 40, and I got a six-pack. Everything that's holding you back is a belief system. It's a subconscious self-limiting belief that you don't know that you're even running on. Everything that you're running on is a belief system that is deep in there. And you're buying into the lies constantly. You're buying into, I can't do this, not good enough, yada, yada, yada. And I explored some of those ideas with clients yesterday. Someone felt not good enough. They don't have a luxurious job. Okay, do people that have great high status jobs still suffer and have depression? Obviously. So is it true that you're suffering because you don't have a high status job? No, you're not. It's a lie. You're totally valid for where you're at. You're where you're at based on your life circumstances up to this point is exactly where you're supposed to be at. And then from there, you get to decide, do I want to believe in the lies that I can't do something? Or do I want to believe in the truth that if I do it, it will work? Because that's the truth. If I do it, it will work. That's truth. So there's lies, subconscious programming from your parents, from your childhood, from your society. And we're trying to get that vibe up so that you can align with it and you raise your vibe, and then you can shoot off like a rocket. And then that's when things come easy. That's when you're on the flow, you're in the flow, and it just takes you off. It's almost like you're riding off on a rocket and it shoots your way up. That's how I got in the best shape of my life at 40. That's how all big dreams happen when you're ready to set off on a goal. You have to know that if you follow it, it works 100%. You feel that in your bones, you visualize it, you understand it. I'm validating you. I know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, if you do the program, it works. Without a shadow of a doubt, if you do the program, it works. That's truth, okay? You have to believe, I'm giving you the pass. You're valid as you are. There's no shame or guilt where you're at. But if there's things you want to do in your life, you have to understand that your self-limiting belief is keeping you stuck. You have to understand that you have a self-limiting belief, or you would be doing it. And the only reason you're not doing it is because you think you're going to fail. But the truth is, you're self-reinforcing this belief system by thinking you're going to fail. It's tricky. It's not true. The truth is, if you do it, and you understand that if you do it, you will win and succeed, then you do it. One-on-one coaching link in bio. Let me know what you think, if that resonated with you. It's the truth. There's going to be lies that come in. You're valid where you're at. You're free. And then from there, you get to choose which path lights you up the best. Quit beating yourself up. By beating yourself up, you're reinforcing that you're not good enough. You don't need to beat yourself up if you're good enough already. You're good enough already how you are. And then from there, just as being a human, you're already here, right? You're already here on earth, so you're valid. From there, you can do things that excite you. If it's fitness, if it's getting your relationships right, if it's getting your business right, if it's just overcoming that depression and anxiety because you still think that you're not valid from childhood stuff, it's not true. One-on-one coaching link in bio. Catch you in the next video. Let me know if that resonated with you.